Imagine this. You're sitting in a quiet room. It's just you, your thoughts, and the stillness that surrounds you. No notifications, no emails, no expectations to respond immediately to the demands of the outside world. In this moment, you have the space to reflect, to think about your life, your goals, your struggles, and your purpose. Do you ever wonder what it would feel like to live a life free from the constant need for recognition or validation? What if, instead of seeking approval from others, you could find peace in simply doing the work that matters, the work that feeds your soul and brings you closer to the person you aspire to be? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy from ancient times. It's a guide, a practical tool for living a life of meaning and resilience in the modern world. And at the heart of Stoicism lies one simple truth. The most important work you'll ever do is quiet, consistent, and often invisible to others. In today's world, that idea seems radical. We live in a time where everything is measured, liked, shared, and compared, where people feel pressured to put every success, every milestone, every moment of happiness on display for the world to see. But stop for a second. What does that really do to us? When we start living for the applause, for the reactions, for the approval of others, we lose something essential. We lose ourselves. Stoicism offers a different path. It encourages us to turn inward, to focus on what truly matters, and to find joy in the process, not the recognition. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the great Stoic thinkers, said it best: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does that mean for us today? It means that our peace, our happiness, our success, none of it depends on what happens around us. It depends on how we choose to respond. And that's where the idea of working quietly comes into play. Let's talk about the power of quiet work. Quiet work isn't about hiding. It's not about keeping secrets or shunning the world. It's about focusing on the work itself, the process, the discipline, the growth that comes from it, rather than the reward or the attention. Think of a craftsman. They spend hours honing their skills, shaping raw materials into something beautiful. Their focus isn't on the applause they might receive when the work is done. It's on the work itself. They pour their heart and soul into every detail, knowing that true fulfillment comes from the process, not the praise. And this applies to all of us. Whether you're building a business, raising a family, pursuing a creative passion, or simply trying to improve yourself, the work you do in silence is often the most meaningful. But here's the challenge. We live in a noisy world. Everywhere you turn, there's a constant buzz. Social media, news, advertisements, and updates. It's easy to get swept up in the idea that success means being seen, being noticed, being celebrated. Stoicism teaches us to resist that temptation. Instead of chasing external validation, it urges us to focus on what's within our control, our efforts, our discipline, our character. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and spending your day focused only on what you can control. No worrying about the opinions of others. No distractions from the endless noise. Just you, your goals, and the work that matters. How would that feel? Liberating, right? When you start to live this way, you realize something powerful. True freedom comes from letting go of the need to prove yourself to others. When you work quietly, you give yourself permission to focus on the things that truly matter to you. You're not distracted by what others think or how they react. Instead, you're grounded, focused, and in control. And this doesn't mean you won't face challenges. Life will always be full of obstacles and setbacks. But Stoicism teaches us that these challenges aren't the enemy. They're opportunities. Every time we face a difficulty, we have a choice. We can complain, blame others, or let it defeat us. Or we can see it as a chance to grow, to become stronger, to develop resilience. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." When you embrace this mindset, you begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. And when you work quietly, you give yourself the space to navigate these challenges without the distractions of the outside world. So, how do you start? How do you begin to embrace the quiet work, to tune out the noise, and to live a life of purpose and focus? Here are 3 simple steps. 1. Define your values. What matters most to you? What kind of person do you want to be? Once you're clear on your values, you can start to align your actions with them. 2. Focus on what you can control. Stop worrying about things outside your control. Instead, put your energy into your own efforts, your own choices, and your own growth. 3. Embrace the process. Remember that success isn't about the end result. It's about the journey, the work, and the person you become along the way. When you start to live this way, you will find a deep sense of peace, fulfillment, and freedom. So, as you listen to these words, I invite you to make a choice. Choose to work quietly. Choose to focus on what matters. And choose to live a life that isn't defined by the world around you, but by the person you are becoming. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to subscribe, share this with others, and join me on this journey of growth, purpose, and meaning. Let's embrace the quiet work together. Know your values. What matters most to you? Is it honesty, integrity, growth, compassion? When you're clear about your values, you can align your actions with them. You'll know what to say yes to and what to say no to. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. Focus on what you can control. Your efforts, your intentions, your character. Master your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. When you let fear, doubt, or anger control you, you hand over your power. Stoics practiced a mental exercise called premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. They would imagine worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on them, but to prepare themselves. If you're prepared for adversity, it can't catch you off guard. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? How would I respond? When you master your mind, you master your life. Embrace the process. Success isn't a destination. It's a journey. Every day, you have the chance to take one step closer to the person you want to become. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Stop rushing. Stop comparing. Just focus on the next right step. Let go of the outcome. When you're attached to the results, you lose sight of the present. Do the work for the sake of the work, not for the praise, not for the reward. As the Stoics taught, the only reward you need is knowing you gave your best. Imagine your life 5 years from now. If you start today, if you commit to quiet, consistent work, how different would your life look? What kind of person would you become? Stoicism reminds us that the journey matters more than the destination. When you embrace this way of living, you begin to see life differently. You realize that the struggles you face aren't roadblocks. They're opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So, as you listen to these words, I invite you to make a choice. Choose to work quietly. Choose to focus on what matters. Choose to live a life of purpose, discipline, and meaning. Your life is yours to shape, not the world's, not social media's, not anyone else's. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I do today to live more intentionally? How can I embrace quiet work in my life? And most importantly, who do I want to become? Stoicism isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up every single day, step by step, choice by choice, building a life that truly matters, not to the world, but to you.